Hey everybody, it's Cavin Knight here. I am here to do my Q&A interview with all of you. I'm doing this because I have been on Twitter for about a year. I joined Twitter on August 11th, 2010, so it's been just about a year. I also shot my first scene not long after that on September 16th, 2010. So I just love to be able to connect with you guys and give you any information you wanna ask, and interviewers with the blogs and stuff don't always ask the things you guys want to know. So it's fun to be able to connect with you guys this way. So let's get to it. My first question is from Alejandro Kurosawa, and his name on Twitter is CooperALX. His question is, how many times has your heart been broken, and how long did it take to heal from the deepest break? That's definitely a personal one. I don't know how many times, but there's been a lot. I was a very uh, love-driven person in my much younger years. That's just about all I thought about. So I had plenty of relationships when I was much younger, and I tended to be the one that got my heart broken. I'm sure I had my share, but I think I probably got my heart broken more than the other way around. And the longest it took me to heal from heartbreak was about a year. I remember one relationship. It took me a good year before I was able to even consider seeing anybody else or have any interest in another guy again. So hopefully that answers that for you. My next question is from April Peters, one of my regular girls on Twitter. Her Twitter name is SGFan, SEAN. And her question is, what tattoos do you have, and what is the meaning behind each of them? So the first tattoo I got, I'm just going to show you guys. I'm sure you're going to want to see them, so I'll just show you. Hopefully the lighting's good enough in here. The first one is on my lower oblique, and it's these. So these are kanji, which is a very ancient form of Japanese. It's one of the oldest written languages known to man. The top one is body, this one's soul, heart, and mind. And someone pointed out to me once that mind is closest to my penis, which I thought was pretty funny. I didn't do it on purpose, but it's pretty funny. And those are kind of what I strive for balance in. My thought is, if you have a balance on all of those, your life will most likely be much better. So that's the first one I got. The second one was a bit of a continuation of that, and it's on my shoulders in the middle. Let me see if I can show you that. There it is. So the planet is purple, and that's because I'm ruled by the planet Venus. My birth sign is Taurus. So the purple represents planet Venus, which stands for romance and wealth. And the green symbol is another kanji symbol, and it means tranquility, which my thought is, if you obtain a balance in the four things on my lower oblique, that you'll obtain tranquility. The waves in the background are because I'm an earth sign. I'm ruled by water, or attracted to water, I should say. Water's always kind of calmed me. It's always been my way of chilling out and kind of recentering and refocusing where I am and what I want to do with myself. It's not unusual for me to go out to the ocean and just sit. I've even fallen asleep out there before. Sit on the cliffs, just listen to the waves. So that's the second one I got. And the third I got are the ones on my triceps. This one says love and the other side says beloved. And those are from my favorite movie, which is Moulin Rouge. But they are actually originally from a Nat King Cole song called Nature Boy. And the lyric from the song is, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. And I love those lines. I think they're beautiful. But they were actually written by a man named Eden Abez, who is, if you will, kind of one of the curators of the hippie movement in a way, the free thinking movement. He lived under the Hollywood sign at one point, and used to just write poetry and recite it sometimes in coffee shops. And a publicist for Nat King Cole heard him in a coffee shop and liked the poetry and offered to buy it from him. And the rest is kind of history. Nat King Cole recorded it, and it's been redone many times since then. So I like the meaning behind having something that, I like the poetry, and also the meaning behind, how it got there. So that is the third tattoo I got. The last one I got, I think, is most people's favorite, and it's one on my side, and it's all these stars. So these are all very different stars, and they represent a lot of things. The main thing with these is I saw them in a dream, and usually my tattoos I think about for years. This one I saw in a dream, and I had it on my body within 2 weeks. I knew I was going to have them. You can't really see them very well, but there's actually 4 colors in here. Here, and up here. And the colors are the same colors as these, and they are in the same order. So I try to always tie my tattoos together. I want them to seem a little cohesive and match a little bit. But the stars for me represent diversity, faith, hope, all those things. They're kind of just, it was an interesting dream I had, and it was just kind of something I could tell was going to be in my body. So, and that's it for my tattoos. And the next question is from Gloria Aguilar, another one of my girls on Twitter. Her Twitter name is Gloria Lisa, and her question is, what's your favorite sex position and what's your favorite dessert? I'm not sure how graphic I can get on YouTube, so I'm going to keep it simple. My favorite position as a top is doggy style with my hands on their hips, and my favorite position as a bottom is on my back with my legs wrapped around the top's waist. I like a lot of body contact, so that tends to be why those positions work best for me. My favorite dessert is actually probably surprising to some, and it's bread pudding. I don't eat a lot of sugar, as a lot of you probably know. That's one of my dietary things that I believe it inhibits muscle growth, so I don't eat a lot of sugar. But I do have a rule that if I see bread pudding on a menu, I will order it because it's pretty rare. I had it the first time in London and just loved it, so I will always try it if it's on a menu. My next question is from Victoria, and her name on Twitter is Victoria's Dreams. Her question is, if someone made a bet with you that you couldn't have sex for a month, could you? For how much? For me, that depends on what you consider sex. You know, a lot of people I find have different meanings for it. If you just mean jacking off, yeah, I could do it. It would be very difficult, very difficult. The dollar amount, geez, I mean, I don't know. I suppose that would just depend on the month. I don't know if I had to put a number, I'd maybe say $10,000 or something. I don't know. If you mean sex, which for me is more means anal, then I could do that. I could do a month without that. It would suck too, but I could do it, and I'd probably do it for, I don't know, half that, 5,000. Hopefully that answers your question, girl. The next question is from J. Christopher Beck. His name on Twitter is Christ, WEETFERB. Don't know what that means. His question is, what are you doing to help LGBT civil rights and marriage move forward in the U.S.? Very good question. I like that you asked something that's a little more current and relevant. And I can't go into total details about what I'm doing completely because it would reveal my real name. But I'm very altruistic. I always do something to give back. I have since I was about 20 years old. So I spend quite a few hours every week doing quite a bit of work to try and better other people's lives and help other people along the way in ways that I can. So I donate time and money. So that's probably as much as I can say, but I do try to do my part, as I think we all should. The next question is from Twitter named Lots of Men, and his question is, what was your first gay experience? That question kind of cracks me up because, I mean, are you talking sex here? Or are you talking like a diva concert? What are we talking about? I'm going to guess you're talking about sex. And for me, I was very young. I developed very young. I was kind of always an adult. My first experience sexually was when I was 8. And trust me, I knew what I was doing. It was not something forced on me. And it was actually, the story's kind of funny, but I had my first orgasm by climbing up a fire pole, as funny as that is. But the first time I messed around with another guy was that at the same age, and it was just, kid stuff, rubbing up against each other kind of thing. So hopefully that answers your question. My next question is from Stephen Wallace, whose name on Twitter is STEVWES. And his question is, who has been your favorite partner to work with, and who would I still like to work with? It's hard to pick just one. I've had some amazing scene partners, but I'd have to say as far as performance, it's probably Adam Killian. As far as really connecting and creating a scene that looks very natural, it would either be Morgan Black or Tony Buff. And as far as who I still want to work with, I have a bit of a list. Some of them are Francesco DeMarco, Harley Everett, Jesse Santana, Eric Rhodes, Samuel Colt, Spencer Reed, and Avidar. And my last question is from Jody, another one of my regular girls on Twitter, whose name is Jody Dash. And her question is, describe the perfect scene for you, including location, partners, etc. This one kind of, for me, there would be two different ones. One of them would be a dungeon scene. I really like the whole dungeon scene kind of thing. And that one I would love to have with Francois Sagat, Eric Rhodes, and Harley Everett. I think that'd be awesome. The other would be outside in a pool setting. I love water, like I said, and I love shooting outside. So that one I'd probably love to have with Francesco DeMarco, Josh Weston, Jesse Santana, and Harry Louise. So that probably answers that for you, hopefully. Other than that, I just want to thank you guys. I appreciate all your support, and it really means a lot to me how much you've all always been there for me through everything. And like I've always said, keep watching. As long as you keep watching, I'll keep filming. Love y'all. Bye.